guys, it's Lindsay from the blog Books for Christian Girls, and today I'm going to be sharing with y'all my August wrap-up. I'm going to try to make this video a little bit shorter because last week's video was so long, but I hope y'all enjoyed it. Without further ado, let's just get started. So like always, a Mandy book was reviewed, and this is Mandy and the Unwanted Gift by Lois Gladys Leopard. This is book 29 of 40. We are getting there. We have 11 left and then all the spin-off books. So I mean, we will be talking about the Mandy series for a long time, y'all. But in a lot of these wrap-up videos, I say, well, this one wasn't my favorite. I gave it da-da-da stars. This one was one of my favorites, mainly because of the Joe versus Jonathan rivalry. And yeah, okay, it's not that big of a plot, but I love it, and my money's on Joe, so I gave this one 4 stars. I also reviewed a really fun interactive book, and that's God's Crime Scene for Kids by J. Warner Wallace and Susie Wallace. This is super interactive, and it's kind of like a fiction-y non-fiction, and it does kind of parallels on the creator of the universe, and there's a mystery, and it's kind of a workbook, and I got an advanced reader copy, so I'm sure the final copy is even cooler. And I did really enjoy kind of the first book of this, and that was Cold Case Christianity for Kids, which I think I reviewed last year, maybe. And I really thought this was really fun, though, and I'm looking forward to seeing if they're going to do another kind of spin-off one of the author's adult books. I gave this one 4 stars, and I can definitely see either churches using it for like Sunday school curriculum, or VBS, or even homeschool mamas in their homeschool curriculum. Laugh Out Funny, Taking Tuscany by Renee Riva. I'm not sure. I still can't get this right. I give this one 4 stars. This is book 2 in the AJ series, and oh my goodness, y'all. I didn't think I would enjoy this one as much because Danny's not really in this one, but I laughed just as hard, and I cannot wait to review book 3 for y'all because then I can really talk about my feelings for the series and how funny it is. This one is set in 1972, and it follows our main girl AJ, and they are now living in Italy. So, wow, that's a big change, but it's absolutely hilarious and funny, and there's some sarcasm and wit, and I've really enjoyed this trilogy. And yes, we finished yet another Melody Carlson YA series, and this series is The Secret of Samantha McGregor, and this is Payback. This is book 4, the final one of the series, and I gave this one 3.5 stars. I literally got goosebumps from this last book because it deals with, of course, tough issues like all Melody Carlson's YA books. I have to say, I think this is probably my favorite series by Melody Carlson, and it's got a lot of the suspense, but it also has, it's issue-driven, but it also has a lot of spiritual content, and it's really interesting in that regard. I think I mentioned in last month's wrap-up that I was going to be starting with Melody Carlson's On the Runway series this month, and apparently I've already reviewed book 1. Y'all, okay, the book list on BFCG, the book list tab, yeah, I know it's technically for y'all, but I feel like I use it more than anyone. Because I'm constantly like, have I reviewed this book yet? Nope, I haven't. Alright, that review is going to go up. I have reviewed book 1. And the rest of the series is on my older rating system, so it's not as detailed in the content that's mentioned, so I have to reread that. But that's honestly not a priority for me right now, so I'll probably start that maybe in January. Maybe that's an idea. But I'll just work on some of her other series because she has a lot of books. I also knocked off one of my summer reading list books, and that was Shadowed Eden by Katie Clark. Like I've said in like every social media site right now, is all I really knew about this series was that it was a mission trip gone wrong to Iraq. Yeah, that don't sound so fun, y'all. But it's actually more than that. I wasn't aware it was like a fantasy kind of, not supernatural, but more of a fantasy spiritual realm. I wasn't aware it was going to be a fantasy, and I'm not really super into fantasies. That's just too mind-hurting sometimes to me. But this one, I could follow along quite well. It did have the whole spiritual realm side of it, which I'm not personally into. I'm not a big fan of reading that. I'm just so impressed on how often this author can switch genres, and they all still have her writing style, because she has written a true dystopian trilogy, and now she has this fantasy series, and there's a sweet contemporary little romance chick lit series that's so cute. I really enjoyed the first book, and now she's fixing to be published with a princess series. All of these are her writing style, and I think that's a true talent. I did give this one 3 stars, but for those who are more interested in the fantasy spiritual realm side of things, may rate it higher. I also reviewed my first legal suspense book, and that was Beyond Justice by Kara Putman. But is that how? I'm sorry. I don't think that's right either. I gave this one 3 stars as well. When I opened it, the prologue I'm like, what did I just get myself into? Because this one, it got a little bloody and such, and murders and such, which I wasn't aware it was going to be. Like, I read suspense and everything anyway, but I was a little taken back by the beginning. But that honestly was probably the highest of that kind of content it got in that kind of semi-detailed way. But overall, it was a really interesting book. I do have to say though, I don't know how well everyone would follow along with it though if they didn't have like a legal training or they've learned a lot about legal language with legalese. Is that what it's called? Because I personally have taken college courses in criminal justice and homeland security and government and American stuff and all that kind of stuff. But I was able to follow along in this book pretty well, and there was a couple things I'm like, what was that again? So I looked it up and I'm like, wait, I did write this down in my notes. I know this one. So I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty proud of myself that I was able to follow along so well. But yes, it is definitely the whole law, court, that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that, you might be interested in this one. But it does have a lot of the rules and such. So I mean, if you don't understand all that, it might kind of lose you at some points. But I was able to keep pretty good on the pace and everything, so I've been pretty proud of myself. It was a very light romance, so I'm very curious about seeing book 2, and maybe I'll pick it up. I'm not sure yet. I also reviewed another book on my summer reading list, and that was Ready to Fumble by Christy Barrett. I think it's Barrett. There's no N. Is that right? I think that's right. I gave this one 3 stars. I enjoyed it. It did really remind me of Jenny B. Jones's first-person writing style, and then the humor was really similar, but I did find it to be cleaner, which I appreciated. Overall, I thought it was pretty good, and I do plan on picking up the next book in the series because I have Kindle Unlimited and it's free on there. Knocked off yet another guidepost mystery. This is going to become a monthly thing now. We're just going to review a guidepost mystery because they are so good and fun and I love them. This is book 3 in The Secrets of Mary's Bookshop. This is Reading the Clues by Charlotte Carter. This one was different in the sense that Mary, the main lady, is having to really do a lot of research on if a rumored murder was legit, if that really happened. And I mean, so it wasn't quite as clean because all the other ones haven't been like, you know, murder, because like there's mystery and then there's murder. But this one was different in that regard. I did enjoy all the historical tidbits thrown in. I thought that was a really neat added thing. Again, Mary's faith is continuing to be a large part of the series, which I so enjoy. I gave this one 3 stars. An Amish novella collection, An Amish Summer. Ha! I said it right. And it's by Shelley Shepherd Gray, Amy Clipston, Kathleen Fuller, and Kelly Irving. This one I gave an overall of 3 stars, though a couple of the novellas felt a bit flat to me, and the execution and the writing of them. Amy Clipston's took the cake in this novella collection for me. And then our Janice Thompson book of the month was Banking on Love by Janice Thompson. This one I gave 4 stars, and while it is a young married couple, it's still super clean. There's tons of faith content and humor, and the characters are fantastic, which is honestly all the standards for a fantastic Janice Thompson book. I reviewed a Western, and that was Dawn Comes Early by Margaret Brownlee, and I'd like to say yes, that title is true. I gave this one 3 stars. While I kind of enjoyed the first half better, the latter half got a bit kissy for my taste. And then kind of our disappointing book was The Bracelet by Dorothy Love. I gave this one 1.5 stars. I know, odd amount, but it wasn't a happy book at all. It was an oddly paced out book, but then between the many mentions of murders and suicides, affairs, children conceived out of wedlock, social drinking, slavery, the death of a character I actually liked, and then the character who's revealed to be crazy at the end, it just was not an enjoyable, happy read, and I read for happiness, and it did not meet my standards. And then the last book I'm going to mention in this video for my August wrap-up is The Captivating Lady Shirley by Carolyn Miller. I enjoyed the first book of the series much more, And this one, I just didn't like the main guy, y'all. Let's be honest. Like, I can get why he's mad, but he's just plain salty. And then there was also so much heartache for the couple from the first book, and no. Okay, so those were the books I read in August, but I also just want to give you a couple of quick updates that you might be interested in. So, at the end of August, we also hit 100 reviews on Books for Christian Girls this year, so yay! My summer reading list wrap-up, I'm just going to do right here. I had about 5 technical books, and then one of those was kind of 3 books, and I have finished all of them except A Life of Joy by Amy Clipson, which I plan to read coming up here this next month and review, so you'll hear me talk about that one in my September wrap-up. I'll also be reviewing Queen of the Waves next month as well, so you can look forward to my review of that one. And then I thought I would also mention that I am doing my own kind of TBR challenge. I'm not going to like film it or anything, but I just thought I would share, and if anyone else wants to join me. Y'all may remember my insane TBR from the intimidating TBR video. Yes, it's still intimidating. It was at 138 books this past Sunday, and I've been like working on it. I'm like, okay, I need to get this down. So I have personally figured out that I can probably read about 60 to 70 of these before the end of the year. That is my goal. I'm currently on number 8. So I'm getting there. I've been doing this about a week and I'm 8 books in. So I'm getting there and I'm so excited about that. But there are holes in the TBR bookcase. I won't show y'all because my desk is a wreck and it's right in front of that. So no, we won't do that. But I just thought I'd say if anyone else wants to join me with your TBR challenge, feel free to say how many books are on your physical TBR and what date you're starting, and just tag me on Goodreads or whatever, or in the comments below. I would love to know if anyone else wants to tackle their TBRs this summer or fall, winter with me. So, yeah, that's it for this video. I sure hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've read any of these books I mentioned in this August wrap-up in the comments below. Also, let me know how your summer reading list went. I completed my library reading challenge. I'm quite happy about that. So, I guess that's it for this video. I'm Lindsay from the blog booksforchristiangirls.blogspot.com, where I post a new review every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I have a new video on this channel every Thursday, and then I'm on Instagram every other day. Bye, y'all!